What's going on, guys? It is the Bad Wolf, the Mad Wolf, the man mad himself in black on the intellectual attack because I want to inform you guys on what's really going on in this world so you guys can make your own informed decisions. Man, I love this channel. I get to talk about everything that just pops into mind, things I've known for years, and I have the audience to listen. Trust me, nothing I bring to you, and I may bring you guys stuff that doesn't immediately impact you or make a difference to you, but it's good to know. And it's stuff that all of it is stuff that people all should know. Over the years, I really forgot, and I guess disassociated with the fact that most people don't know what I know and have been through what I've been through. And I've been so used to this crazy life that I've had that I kind of forgot that the average person doesn't know a lot of what I know. I mean, I've worked hard to work on my IQ and my knowledge and to, if you will, infiltrate everything from business to a lot of different agencies, fraternities. Um, I'm not embarrassed or shy about anything I've done or said. I will share probably 99% of it if you ask. So it is what it is. Now, so this particular video is titled, What Do Men Love and Hate About Women? Obviously, I'm not a female, so I can't give it to you from the woman's perspective, and I've seen those videos, so I can talk about it. But I think there's a lack of real men out there on the internet communicating truly what we want and what we don't like. Of course, individual experiences, results, wants, dislikes will vary. So what I'm giving you guys is generally a general assumption from hundreds of men I've talked to and friends when I used to be out in the nightclubs, the bars, the streets, all kind of stuff. All right. So, and I don't have a list, so almost every video I have here, I'm basically just from memory winging it, giving you guys the top stuff. It does not contain everything. As always, none of these things are attacks. Okay, they're not. I'm not trying to attack anybody. If it hurts, oh, sad, tear gone, sad no more. So heal that spot in you. Okay. So let's talk about things that guys, males, men, and if this is one of your first videos, you're going to notice that I try to specifically mention different types of males out there, from boys, young men, adult-sized boys, and real men, because they're not all the same. They're all male, but they're not the same. The same thing goes for females. There's adult-sized females out there. Now, what is an adult-sized male? What is an adult-sized female? Or an adult-sized boy or adult-sized girl? What is that? A lot of people out there, that's how they're living their life. Their bodies have physically grown up, but their mind hasn't. You can have a computer and every computer will look the same, but if the mechanics and the electronics on the inside are different, it looks like it's a good functioning computer. But then when you start computating, giving it real life, real world things, it breaks down because of the internal components and its software. That is the same thing with certain males and females out there. They look general, cookie cutters, back out, back out, back out. But up here, and that's what makes the difference. And if you don't have the discernment to know to put these people through a test to see how they respond to things, and you're their friend before giving them your ass, your time, your cash, and everything else, you've played yourself. And the more people you let run through you, male or female, that ruin you, make your heart cold, make you dirty, whatever else, that's not a flex. So, ladies, I'm telling you right now, it is not a flex to be with a ton of guys. You don't know, you want to know what the real flex is? You want to know what a real woman is? One that has a very low body count or none. That is a flex. Because do you know how hard it is for a female to not give it up, especially in this day and age, to not have more than 12 or 15 guys? And even that is like, yeah, that's not somebody I personally want to be with. Now, well, in the old days, did I smash girls like that? Yeah, I didn't care. But those weren't the kind of ones that I was going to be with. See, the male mind goes, if her numbers are already crappy and she's already has poor discernment, I'm just going to add to what she seems to not even care about already. I'm going to sharpen my sword over here and I'm going to keep it nice and pristine for the real one I want over here which the real flex, the real female, is the one who keeps a low body count because she's showing a high level of discernment. Guys can't fool her like these other ones that either are fooled or are not being fooled but don't have high discernment. They don't care. One more dick in the pot doesn't matter to me. Whatever. No normal good guy or high net worth guy wants this. These are the prize. These are general. These are special. These will earn you your stripes. This is the one we want to marry and keep and take serious. This now, you guys, females, you guys can think how you want to think. That's fine. It's not about how you think, especially if you want a good guy. You want to be successful, you want a man. If you're gonna hunt dragons, you have to learn dragons from a dragon. You can't just go, oh, I'm gonna go into the world of dragons. I'm gonna figure it out. You're gonna get messed up, and that's what's happening, and why you're over here in the low discernment pile. Most of these over here have had good fathers, good brothers to protect them, good male best friends, or they have a natural high discernment for their own body. And they really, instead of just saying, my body is a temple, they're living it. They talk about it. They really wear glasses as nerds, not all, I'm just saying, and they use it to look like ho nerds. There's a difference, and we guys know it. We're generally attracted to the hoes because of how they dress, because we want to see skin, but those are keepers. So, what do guys really love about females? Most guys, we love everything about you guys. There's really, on face value, almost nothing we don't like about you guys. We love your hair. We love the way you smell. We love the way you move. We love how your body jiggles. We love how you talk. So just, yeah, we love everything about you guys. None of my videos here on TikTok are ever, as somebody who was raised all by all women, are ever about. And my girlfriend was started hearing me talk. She's like, "Oh, you don't like women. You're a male chauvinist. You're a narcissist. You're a because this was one of the things where she was on the edge of this pile with low discernment, medium. We'll say medium. I won't say low. We'll say medium discernment. And she never had a real male man in her life. She had adult-sized boys. So she didn't know how real men talk and think and how she should even be held to respect herself. She does. She did. She still does. I'm just saying, like, it was on this scale, it's about here, about halfway. Now she's seeing the difference. And it's not that I was drilling this into her. It was because of the fact I gave her the safety and the protection and the care for her to breathe and really evaluate things, which is something she already did, but I helped her to further herself. So we love generally, even the playboys out there love all that, but they are hyper focused on sex. As a normal man, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that my brain does not work exactly like the playboys, at the bad boys. All of our guys, we that's our secret. The moment we see a female walk in front of us, we're instantly judging her sexually. I would or I wouldn't. Yep, no, maybe a couple beers, never, almost never, definitely not. Not with your dick, and I'm definitely wearing a condom with that one. That's what we do. And the secret of that is the good guys can look at a female and they know when their brain just has that natural instinct. When we see a girl looks a little too young, our brain goes, nope, stop, nope. We go, nope, 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 just nope. Whereas some males out there, they don't have that mechanism. They don't build that. They don't see anything wrong with that. They get that natural urge and impulse and they go, sure. But they know in the world that it's wrong, so they try to hide it, but they don't fix themselves mentally. That's why it's called self-help. But good men do. That's why there's a difference between an adult-sized boy who almost always will try to identify as a good man, or I'm a real ass man, I'm a grown ass man, and he's not. Real men put these mechanisms in there. So I may look like the guy right next to her ex, but the programming is different. The equipment is definitely different. But if you've never had better, most females go for whichever one of the two aggressively goes after them, shows them that attention. I can be interested, but what I'm doing as a good man, I'm sitting back to see if you're going to entertain him. And if you entertain him and he gets you in that ass, I'm already thinking he's a punk, he's a boy, he's an adult sized boy. I'm a real man. You have low discernment. I don't even want to mess with you. You gave it to him that easy. You're a hoe. I'm good. I'm going to keep searching for something a little nicer. However, the evil part of me goes, I might still, when he's done with it, or even if he's not done with it, I've done both. I've waited and I've snatched them from, boys before. So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna add on to her numbers, I'm gonna smash that, and then I'm out. Just keeping it real. You can look at me as the villain. I mean, I do call myself the man in black. I'm not an angel. I am like the most divided one. I have an angel here and I've got a devil here. I've been both. I've been the nerd and I've been the bad boy. I've seen it all. I've been hyper masculine and I was, as a younger male raised by women, I was very feminine. It took me a long time with no male figures around to develop myself into who I am. Just keeping it real. I've been a balance of many worlds, light and dark. I am not ashamed of anything. I'll tell it. You ask, here it is. I gave that up years ago. I told my mom, God rest her soul, and one more day will be her death day on the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. Rest in peace, Ella Marie. God bless you. Um, but she helped me to understand women in their masculine, the good, the bad, a lot of the ugly. And she helped me to the best of her ability to be a good male. And that helped me to lead into being a good man. But I had to do that part. But she set me up for success. All right. So although it took me 40 years to get here, and I understand now why guys in their 40s are just starting to peak, uh, because it takes that long to build yourself mentally, physically, financially, socially, economically, spiritually. When I was younger, I was on the path and I was a good male. I was a young man, but I still had a lot to learn. Matter of fact, even a couple of months ago, one of my ex-girlfriends, well, I think we were boyfriend and girlfriend. I mean, whatever, we had a thing. Uh, we ended up chatting and she expected me. I, I won't say she expected me, but I know she missed me. And I think that she thought I was still that guy I used to be, and he's still here, but I have more so control over him as a man than a young male who I was at the time, trying to be a man. And some males never grow up mentally, but they grow up physically. That's an adult sized boy. So, what do we not like? Let's keep it G. Okay. Sorry if I hurt you guys' feelings. I'm not, but I want you guys to know the truth. This is what my whole channel is about, the real truth. Stop all the bullshit. Like, I've never had to lie to get no vagina, dog. Not never had to say, oh God, I got a nice car. I mean, I do. I've got two now. if I had to be honest. But I never had to say, "Oh, I've got a lot of money. I do okay now." I got a big. Never had to lie about that. That is what it is, in all honesty. But a lot of guys have to because they believe that's the only way to get what they want from the females. And a lot of you females don't do your background check, your history, your investigation, or anything like that, and you fall for the talk. Even one of my good friends who will be on this channel because we're going to open it up as a forum and have some guys on here open guy talk through Zoom. His wife cheated on him with another guy because this other guy talked her out of her panties after her being married to him and them having kids. My son's mother, okay, my ex, the whore that she is, after me helping her move out of a dark, dirty, dingy basement and helping her crippled mom and her non-English speaking dad into places, cheated on me with the boss she had. This was probably 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that, whatever it was. I don't care. Um, with her boss at what is that crappy restaurant called? Oh, Panda Express, as he was a manager there, because he talked her into going on a trip and he made his move. Now, she shouldn't have been drinking with them. She shouldn't have been socializing. Shouldn't have been like trying to like, oh yeah, you can come and hang out in my um whatever. Do I think he took advantage of her? Probably mostly, but she also didn't say no. And then she hit it. So that's why, to me, she was complicit. It wasn't just she got taken care of because I knew about it. So, what do we not like about females? We don't like it when you're not loyal. And if you're out there hoeing, that screams you're not loyal. So, why would I want somebody not loyal? Why would I want a female that I have to worry about getting a baby or an STD from another guy? I mean, from the male perspective, your vajayjay is your ace card, right, ladies? Generally, that's your everybody, your honeypot. So if you're willing to give away your honeypot, all the gold out of the bank, anybody can rob the bank, or it's not hard to get money out of the bank. That's a bank that is has a continuously flowing product and service. But in the real world, a bank that gives away all of its money will go broke. Females generally cannot go broke by giving away the vajayjay, but it can lower your bonding ability. It can affect your mind, your pH, your overall your how people have an outlook on you, how they look at you. Now, you may not care about some of that, and it's fine. It's your life, it's your body. Do what you want to do. Go ahead, bitch. I in my day, I loved the hose. I used to turn good girls down. I was like, oh no, you're not ready for this. First of all, I will ruin you. I do all the nasty things. First of all, I beat the brakes off. Okay. I start at the hose and then work towards the moms and the older ladies who can handle me. That's where I was. I was like, I don't want no good girl. I ain't ready to settle down. I got enough D to slang for years, and I still do, but I'm taken. So we don't like females who are not loyal. That's a high thing. You may think that we want you to have a high school education so you can say that you're a boss babe and you handle business. We don't give up about that. But hold on, because that's not completely true. I'm talking as an average guy or a little bit above. High net worth males, the less than 1% of them that are there making millions of dollars or $500,000 or more a year, they absolutely like an intelligent female if they're a healed man. If they're not a healed man, they're going to let you put on your makeup and look up to them, be like, oh, hey, I've got vagina. Bring me into your world. And he's looking down like, I'm gonna have so much fun with you and disc and throw you away when I'm done. Because I have my pick of women, because I'm on top of the list. And the rest of us average dudes are looking up there like, mother, And then so then we're mentally trying to climb financially and whatever else to get to where he is because we want that ability. And most of us won't make it. So we deal with what's around us. That's why guys, we can date down. Females generally don't want to date down. No girl in here goes, "Oh, look at him, girl. He works at Burger King. That's my nook right there." You may meet him, you may talk some game into you, may get with him, but then some females will say, "Okay, I'll ride that out. He's got a, Tyrone got a little big day, or he's selling drugs." And then you meet somebody else who's got a little bit more, and you go there. So once again, we have a lot of guys have been like, "Well, I'm only going to just smash girls because so many of these days are on social media promoting whole life, whole culture, and being prosties or low level prosties or entry level prosties." Now, those type of females are ruining it because I know the truth that a majority of women are not like that. They're the ones who are staying home. They're the ones like my girl who, though they have a social media, rarely post a picture of themselves or their bodies on social media. But the ones who get the attention are the ones advertising the goods. I'm on Instagram. I'm seeing whole ass punani tsunami. But JJ, that's my word. Don't take it. And I'm like, whoa. I'm gonna just add her on my friends list. They're sneaking little clips and boobs. You're seeing all that and little quick little blips and little angle seats and whatever else and pretending to breastfeed babies that aren't real babies. And then they're, oh, let me put it on this one. Oh, sorry. But you know what? I'm okay. Matter of fact, I'm helping a female right now fighting a case in Florida because she took her shirt off at the beach. There's most places there's actually no real laws against that. Okay. If you look up the definition of nudity in on most beaches and look up the county or the state's legislative code on it, it actually nudity is defined as male or female genitalia. So females are generally allowed to have their shirts off, and I'm all for that. I do think that we're going to go through this whole crazy thing where everybody's got to just get so used to seeing boobs and half naked girls like over in Europe when I was there that eventually it will be, most guys will get used to it. Most ladies will get used to it. And you can do what you want to do. I'm all for it. When I was over in Europe, Germany, whatever, it was great. That was cool. The ladies loved me over in Europe. Let me tell you, almost they love me everywhere I go. Canada was great. Jamaica was fire. Germany, UK, even. Yeah, it was great. Should probably do more traveling. Um, but yep, I mean, just in general. Uh, so what else do we not like? Well, fake hair. I would prefer to see her with her natural afro if she's black or her, because to us, ladies, you have to understand, it seems like girls with blonde hair want dark hair. Girls with long hair want to be short. Short, they want it long. Big boobs want to be small. Small boobs want to be big. No butt wants a big butt. Big butt, well, generally they like their big butt. Um, but one of the things that we so if it's your hair, do what you want to do. But I'm just telling you that most guys, when we tell you we like you with even if it's just a little bit of your own real hair, we like that. But don't get it wrong, we also enjoy it when you put on a nice wig and it looks nice. But generally, we like whatever you got that's real. Let's get to the other one. Well, let's handle the big one in the room. Makeup. I've already made videos telling you guys that your makeup products are made from recycled grease, oils, dirts, fats, slime, crud from restaurants, food drippings. I talked to a guy who works for the plant that does the rendering in these makeup companies. I talked to my manager who told me what those grease pits were behind the restaurant. They have toxins. We used to use what was it like uh Comet and Ajax and bleach to scrub those things, take the oily, dirty, pissy water and pour it in there, and then the machine, the big truck will come by, like I'm not even going to say it. Never mind. And suck all the crap out of there, and then they take it to the manufacturer to purify it as much as they can, and then you guys slap it on your face. It is not healthy. Your face needs to breathe. That's why when you start wearing makeup, you almost have to keep wearing it because one, you're lightly putting micro particulates of toxic things to your body on your face, and that make they don't get all that crap out of it, and your body absorbs it. Your skin absorbs it. It does damage in a type of a free radical sense, and then chemically, atomic level, it's burning and scarring your skin. That's why most of you females understand that when you put it on, then all of a sudden, the next day or whatever else, over the year, you start looking a little worse. You got to put on a little bit more, put it on a little bit better. That's why, because your skin can't breathe and you're putting toxins on it. If you want to know the truth, so most guys don't know this. Most guys don't. They're not like me. They don't study this level of stuff. Most guys just know we don't like makeup. Now, when we say we don't like makeup, we don't mind you guys putting a little bit on there to accent, but I don't want to wake up and see your face on my pillow like Clayface from Batman, and then I'm like, "What the fuck are you? I didn't bring you home." We don't like that. It's way too much. Two, we like to see what your face looks like. We want to fall in love with that natural look. So, from the guy's perspective, when you wear a lot of makeup, we don't look at it as how should I say this? We look at it as when you wear makeup, you're competing to beat other females in how you look to get a guy. We don't look at it as you're wearing that makeup to really impress us because we don't care about it. And if we do go for you because you have that makeup, we're falling for the glitz of how you look so damn perfect. But we know that's not a normal thing. So you ask why we're just after booty, which one, we're chemically programmed through our testosterone to be visual creatures and to procreate. So yes, we are after that. But how we get it and if we're going to stay there is up to you. You're the bank. We're the robber. Make it make sense. So when you're advertising a little too much skin and this perfect face, yeah, we're attracted to that because that's what we look for. Put a fake picture of a flower up and see if butterflies don't try to still drink from it. They're gonna. But remember, then you're showing us an illusion. We're falling for the illusion, not who you really are by your face and by your spirit. Miss, I'm a temple. My body is sacred. I'm not a dirty hoe. But if you're going to act like that and dress like the part, why would we think anything else? And then if you give it up too quickly, which you're a woman or a female or a girl or a hoe, whatever it is, you can do it. Then why would you be weirded out that we then don't want to stay around and you feel used because you advertised in some people's cases, not all, of course, I never say all, that you were this type of female. As a guy, I know if I see a girl dressing a little too sexy in a corner and standing there talking to cars that go by, she's probably a prosty, a professional one, not a low level one, not a part time prosty. I like that one. So if you're gonna look like a professional one, why would I think you're not one? I'm supposed to know that you have a great mind and heart? No, there are some girls out there who are straight demons and will tear guys' hearts out and other girls, and all they want is the D and the money, and that is fine. I've always said, even like what is her name, Shira Seven. What she's doing to me is trash. But if she's getting what she wants and she's honest with the guy or the males that she's doing that with, they have an arrangement. Knock yourself out. Have fun. As long as you ain't hurting kids or you have permission from the other person and the truth is on the table, hey, do whatever you guys want to do. Man, woman, man, 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 woman, woman, man, woman, man, uh, man, woman, woman, woman. Good times. Or whatever you're into, do what you do. You're grown. I am not your dad. I'm just somebody who's telling you what your dad or your brother or whoever else should have told some of y'all, male and females alike. So we don't like a lot of makeup. A little bit goes a long way. We don't like it when you snug up on us and then I got half your face on my shirt. It's a $200 shirt. And you're dressed and acting like a part-time low-level prosty. I don't want you messing up my $200 shirt. 'Cause I'm not even trying to spend $200. I'm trying to spend tonight with you, and I'm out because the good girls generally have a little something going on where they put very little makeup on, if any, and that's why some of the dolled up girls go, "Why?" Like and I've had this happen because I do like the very homely, not completely homely, but next door girl with almost no makeup on. I see her pimples. And as a guy, most of us guys, we like that. We love that. We love seeing that she's real. We love seeing her real face. I'm not surprised later on. My girl doesn't wear a whole lot of makeup, but she wears enough that if you keep seeing her with the makeup on, you get used to that face. And the first time I seen her without it, I was like, huh, I know it's her, but it's a little bit, a little different. Just, you know, like if I put on mascara and lipstick and whatever, and I take it off, and then I look like this guy right here. It's like, okay. So I was like, she's still beautiful. And to me, I told her, I said, because she was trying to hide her face, we were driving or whatever else. And, I think it was the first time I spent the night over by her house, and we're going back to my house or whatever we were doing. And she kept trying to, hide her face. And I was like, I said, babe, I said, stop that. I said, you look like you're trying to hide your face. I said, in all honesty, if you felt that your normal face wasn't beautiful enough, but all these guys that you've been with, and we're very honest, okay, brutally honest, none of those guys should have ever laid a hand on you if the only reason why they got with you is because of your makeup on. And you thought self-consciously that they wouldn't sleep with you or be with you, then that's how it should be. If you have to doll yourself up to get some dick and you got the bank right here of gold, those are boys who shouldn't be with you in the first place because a real man wants to see his real woman and his real woman's face. You can have big boobs, small boobs, whatever else, as long as the vagina is not like the Grand Canyon down there and horribly smelling, and the ass is dirty. We'll work with you. Hell, some guys even like a big, huge vajayjay. You can put a whole arm or whatever else in there. If we're going to have adult talks here, there's something for everybody out there, but you have to be honest. And don't waste your time letting people get to you or falling in love that you look like a Lamborghini, but without her makeup on, she's a Corvette. I love Corvettes. I almost don't even want Lamborghinis because they're too flashy. With her makeup on, she's almost too flashy. I love Corvettes. Sure, I'll drive the hell out of a Lamborghini too, but I want a Corvette as a partner. I don't want I'm so pretty and I have to beat guys off with a stick to keep them away from her or worry about every single place. So that's another thing. We don't want that where we have to worry about where you go and do you have enough discernment to not fall for guys. And let me tell you this, ladies, some guys may differ what I'm saying. I'm not saying all, but generally 90% of guys or 90% of a guy's approach is not because he wants to be your friend. You have to make him want to be your friend. You keep him in the friend position, but you let him know I am interested, but we're going to be friends for a while before, if this even happens. See if he stays around. You want to know what a real man? Tell your guy, yeah, the doctor said I can't have sex for like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. See that? See, a real man will say, okay, I'll stay. I'll be your friend. We'll make it happen. We'll make it work. And if he's a funny guy, he's going to say, what did your proctologist say? What did the dentist say? But for real. So we don't we generally do not. Now if we're going out for something fancy, yes, that is the time to put some makeup on and jazz it up a little bit, because then you're going to make us look even better. That's when we want to shine. But normally just hanging out, whatever we want, just the minimum. We want the girl next door. We may chase after and Google eye after the perfect makeup, perfect body, because that seems like a hard goal to get. Guys like adventure. We like challenge. We like chase. We like treasure hunts. We like adventure. We want to be the first guy to put the flag on the mountaintop. We don't want to climb a mountain. Most of us don't want to climb a mountain when there's 100 flags already up there. It's already been conquered. It's no fun. That's why most guys leave after they you get done up. You're just thinking, oh, if I just let him beat my guts in, he'll stay. No, you've already lost. You've literally lost. And I guarantee you 90% of the women out there, females, are like, yeah, he's telling the truth. That's exactly what happened. You may not like how I said it, but that's the truth. Most guys aren't going to tell you this. I will. Don't care. I don't care what anybody has to say. I'm going to tell my truth. So let's go to your fingernails. Most guys, in all actuality, will never tell you this. We hate long, crazy, fake fingernails. We do. Now, I don't mind. I like how they look. And as somebody who was raised by females, yes, I'm going to say it. Most guys wouldn't say this either. I used to do nails. My sister taught me how to paint nails, how to all that, toes and everything. I probably couldn't do it now to save my life, but cleaning them, fixing them, doing the cuticles. I mean, hang nails, all that stuff, shaping, coloring, removing. I did all that. I told you, I'm a real man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna try to look like I'm Kevin Samuels or whatever, and I'm perfect. God rest his soul too. And even with him, let's talk about that for 2 seconds. I think he had some good messages behind some of it, but his treatment and how he, and I hate to say this because guys are gonna be like, oh, you sound like a chick. I don't like how he talked down to some, but he didn't do, most of the time, he wasn't an evil person or whatever. Some people were very disrespectful to him and it was an attack, but that is what it is when you're on YouTube. I get attacked on my other channel. This one will have comments, whatever it is, what it is. But when you've got shows like what is it, Fresh and Fit, who dog and shit on girls a lot, and then yet they get caught with the very types of girls doing the things they say only simps do. To me, no offense, but if the shoe fits, lace them bitches up. You kind of look like simps. You look like in the public you're trying to be an alpha male, but you're doing simp stuff that you talk about other guys for doing. To me, those behaviors behind closed doors means that you're really doing and using your show for the money and the power, the prestige to get females, but you're really actually operating and acting like adult sized boys. But hey, that doesn't mean that they're going to always stay that. And just like when I call out hoes or low level prostitutes or part time prostitutes, that doesn't mean that they're always going to stay there. They can reform their life. That is still not going to go away. That is a mark on your record. Keep it real. I didn't have to tell you guys half the stuff I just told you, but I don't care. I'm not going to hide. I'm not ashamed. That's what it is. That because we're adults, we're supposed to be adult women and adult males, men, women, I should say to clarify. So most of your boyfriends, guy friends, or whatever else, they're gonna look at your nails, and the guy is really thinking this. I really hope she doesn't claw my balls with those. And I don't know how she gets things done. They're nice looking, a little scary. Probably spent a whole lot of money on them. I wouldn't have spent that on that kind of stuff, but if she's happy with them, cool. She's probably gonna scratch my back up with those later, or my neck, and leave marks on me. Hmm. Well, at least I'm still getting some vajayjay. Yeah, babe, those are nice. That's the truth. But understand, even when my girl shows me nails, I generally like them because she doesn't get the ones that are overly crazy. But once again, guess what those nails are doing? The chemicals, the nails themselves, they're not allowing your cuticles to breathe. There are tiny microscopic holes, and your fingers need to breathe. Your nails need to breathe. They need to be able to break off. So they were designed to do. And you definitely don't need chemicals leaching into your fingers from those either. And the chemicals that you use to remove them are also bad and lightly poisoning your body and your liver and other parts of your body. You can go into your eyes, your hair. You're asking why you've got these other weird problems every once in a while. Yes, I've studied medical books, toxicology books, all that kind of stuff. Female anatomy, male anatomy, psychology. I may not have a official degree, but I've been studying it for over 30 years, as long or longer than some doctors. But I will definitely not say I'm one of them. I'm not a specialist in those things. But have I, and I have to be careful with the words here, but have I given people certain instructions to do this to better themselves and have had doctors sign off on it? Yes. But people are like, okay, well, if you're good at all these things, but like, what are you not good at? We'll just throw that in there real quick. All right, well, this is going to suck because a lot of guys are going to look at me funny. I really don't follow a whole lot of sports. I'm not one of those guys who sits down and watches the basketball games or the football games and makes it to the big thing. I'll watch my favorite teams when they're in the playoffs, but other than that, I couldn't tell you like who scored what and what. It's good, it's entertainment, but to me, it's not enriching. That's entertainment. Everything else I'm talking about is real world stuff. That's where I focus on making money, stocks, bonds, land acquisitions, business management, self improvement. That's where I focus on real world stuff. And there's nothing wrong with watching sports and having a pastime or hobby. It's not at all. If it keeps you out of trouble, keeps you balanced, keeps you cool, it's your de stressor. Once again, do whatever it is you do to enjoy your life. This is your experience. I'm just giving you different perspectives. So let's go on. Um, Now, understand that when I say that we don't like nails and these things, it's not an attack. It's saying we would like to see the real you over these artificial things. Because from the male perspective, we believe if we like you and you're my girl, we're interested in you. I already know what you're really basically working with. I like that. Those other things are extra and can be nice and accentuate. If it makes you feel better, then I'm glad it makes you feel better. Those things do not make me feel better about you. I feel great about you as who you are. And from our perspective, God made you to be exactly you, and we like that. We don't believe you need to improve upon artwork that God created. Or if you don't believe in God, you're natural you. If I wanted somebody with this, that, or the other, I would just go and find that person. I like you how you for you. So dresses and things of that nature. Oh yes, we absolutely love those. Yes, I'm not no, yeah, yeah. And for the love of God, if you don't want to end up with a baby, don't wear sundresses because good God, yes, we something about being feminine and not today, Satan. Not today. Um, High heels, we love all that, but those are not mandatory. Matching panties, we don't care. They're going to hit the floor anyway, or my ceiling fan, whatever. As long as they're not the truly holy granny ones. And even those, we're going to just tear those off. I'll buy you some new ones, and they're going to be on the floor in pieces anyway. So, but primarily, okay, let's talk about boobs. Do we like fake? Fake, some guys like fake, some like real. That's an individual thing. There's really no good consensus about that. When I was younger and just ripping through the town, and I had damn near my pick of any female, I would turn down girls who had fake boobs. I was like, nah, because that's where I was at that point in time, being arrogant, but I could be. I had the money, I had the cars, I had the position. I was known through all the clubs and all that kind of stuff. Owners know me, etc., whatever. Now I look back and it's like, stupid. Have I been with females with them? Absolutely. One of the things I will say when I dated a stripper, and because of her job, she didn't like her nipples being played with because that's what she's doing all day. This was years ago. All right. So I didn't like that because I couldn't enjoy something that I love to touch and suck and play with. But other people at that person's job got to. But when I accepted her for what she did, I had to be okay with that. It was good, but it also sucked. It's good she was making money, but it sucked for me because I didn't get to suck. Other things we don't like. So here's another reason why guys don't like a female who has a high body count is because a lot of times with certain females I've been with, not everyone, there would be things that other adult sized boys did to that female that they were not loving, a form of abuse or whatever else. So now, like for instance, some I dated would be like, well, I don't like it in the button. I'll tell you this, I'm not even a real big guy for doing that, but I would like to think that even if I never do it to her or ask or try to slip it in there, I would like to think that I have the option. I don't like the option. I don't like to know that I don't have that as an option, even though that's not something I've ever just actually even done to a female. Matter of fact, I've woken up and girls have put it where they wanted to. But I don't like that some other male out there did something to that girl because that's horrible in the first place, especially if she doesn't like that or want it. And now it's an absolute no for me, and I'm supposed to be your current guy. So some other guy ruined it for me because maybe I would have been gentle or just touched it or put a finger in there or maybe whatever. We're all adults here. Or you get guys who just don't care about how she feels. And, you got the ones where you watch these videos, the guy's got his foot on the back of her head and he's doing all these weird things and got you know, like for us, don't get me wrong, if that's what she's into, and I'm not going to say those aren't possible thoughts I've had, but I'm going to try to like test her out to see what she's into. Okay, unless she's an after the bar hoe and it's just let's go get wild. But if I actually care about her, all right, I want to know what she's comfortable with because my appetite is generally higher and a little bit more semi-aggressive than the average guy, but not as crazy as some guys out there. So I generally try to acclimate to what she likes, take her up a little bit, take her down a little bit, and just get used to the ins and outs. I like to know the system. But when you got guys who do certain things like that, and yet I may do the same move or position, but not try to hurt the person or degrade the person. Like there's some girls I dated, they're like, well, I'm not sucking your D because this guy trying to put it all the way down my throat. First of all, here's something else that we guys don't like. We don't want to hear about your exes ever. Why am I the new king on this not generally not hallowed, not sacred, not pure ground, and I have to hear the name of your exes daily or weekly or monthly or yearly or at all? To me, they're always going to be trash unless they are a really good guy. And because he was there, before me as a male, because we look at things that way, I'm never going to probably like him. It's just how we work. It's just how we work. I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to hear about the things he did. I don't care if he was smaller than me. I don't care if he's bigger than me. I don't want to know. This is where we guys want you to just not say that, to lie. Nope, we're good. But we also want you to enjoy. So we need you. We love communication. This is what gets me off. Let's use this toy. Let's do this. I'm into whatever. But your past stuff like that should be your dirty little secrets. Because if not, and you tell him on your own, you've ruined that male for the rest of your existence. He's not going to tell you that. He for him it might be you want him to go down there and eat, but you didn't told him what Big Dick Rick did to you, and now he doesn't want to put his mouth on it because you just messed it all up. A lot of times we also don't want to go down there because if you're with a lot of guys, you might have an STD. And we're thinking if you're a hoe, this is where all the dicks go. I don't want to put my face down there thinking about that. And yes, before you ladies said, yes, I know for some of you, it's the same thing for going down on a guy. I get it. Okay. But generally, guys, we're stuck on your past. Girls, you guys are usually stuck on our futures. That's just how our sexes generally go. Okay. We don't want to hear about any of that. As a man, I'm giving permission to say, if you love this guy, make him feel like he's the number one, help him to be your number one. Don't bring up any of that stuff. Now, if he asks, give him what he asked for and don't lie. Don't shave the numbers. Don't be gentle. This is what it is. Because if he wanted to know that, he should have asked that before he got with you. With most girls, I can usually figure it out because they talk so much and I know girls' little code words and this and that. He's just a friend or he's this and that. Oh, I mean, it happened one time, but we didn't date. We as a smart guy, smart male man, I put all those things together. I usually have within plus two or three of the guys that you've been with. Some guys don't care at all. They're just like, oh, whatever, I'm here. But usually they do care, but it's not enough that it's going to stop them. And usually that's the playboy. The good guy, he may say, I don't care. I'm just into you. He cares. He's doing that thing where I just told you guys you need to do for him, which is lying. He does care. But he sees something with you and he just wants to push the dirty things he believes that was done to you to the side, to the back. And like any good man, let's move forward from here. Because guys, we look at your past, but once we accept you, the past doesn't leave, but we try to focus on the future to forget about that. That's how the male mind really generally works. And there's going to be some people who may differ with that a little bit, but that's basically what it is. So that's really it, guys, ladies. I mean, lastly, let's talk real quick. Lipstick is cool. Um, Shaving off your eyebrows and repainting them. I mean, if you're happy, we're cool. We'll unless you've got like what is it from Sesame Street, the Count, those eyebrows like this. You blink and we're like, then we're like, oh God, look like a damn caterpillar died on her face. Like, no, too much, too much. I have never heard, ladies, these expressions coming from a guy. Damn, look at that chick over there with them fire ass big caterpillar eyebrows. Eh. Damn, look at that girl with them real long, crazy Freddy Krueger nails. That's the one I want. Eh. Look at that girl with all that makeup on over there. Mmm. I bet she looks just like that with the makeup off, and I want that. Eh. Most guys, if they're into you, they're into you. If a guy, there's a difference between a guy who wants to use you and has no plan on moving things forward and keeps you in the gray area, and a guy who will watch you from afar to see how you move and how you interact, slowly make his move, except that he knows you have probably a dirty or horrible or non innocent past or a shady past or a colored past. And then he's like, yeah, but I, I think I see the potential in her. I see the love in her. And then he wants to help you to become the next level of you. Like even when I got with my lady, it was almost the same thing where I was like, all right, she's in the middle, not an angel, not a hoe bag or a prosty. Okay. She went out, had normal relationships, maybe a one time this or a little bit of that. Okay. I'm not thrilled about that, but I see her potential. I think that she can heal and move past that, all the stuff, and get over her being too much in her masculine and get over some of the trauma and things and the female word branding Shira man hater club. He's a narcissist. All guys are narcissists. Most of those guys are not. That is less than 3% that are out there. What it is some of these guys have boundaries, and it's okay for men and women to have boundaries. He doesn't want, as guys, we are security. Females, you guys are infrastructure. We protect the perimeter so you guys can do whatever you want to do. You guys take a house and turn it into a home. You take a boy, a young male, and turn him into a man, or you take a man and turn him into a great man. So some of these guys, but some of them do have outlandish boundaries. And if you're not okay out of the gate with how he jokes with you, or he's like, well, you're going to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, then you leave him alone and say, this is not going to work because I'm not the kind of girl that is going to be best for you. Keep it G. On your first couple of dates, you need to be laying down some hardcore, this is what I am, this is what I like, this is what I do not like. And when my girl and me did that, I already knew where I was going to be in her life, what I can and cannot get away with, and where I may or may not be able to put things. All right. But that's being an adult. Stop playing the games. You guys aren't kids anymore. You're not like 14 or 22 when it's like, oh, I'm just going to hope this person is great. I just want to be with somebody so bad. It is better to be alone than to have the wrong person. So, once again, ladies, not trying to hurt your feelings, but these are the facts. This is the truth. This is, if I'm saying something you've never heard, then I hope it helps you. If I said something that hurts you, go cry and then heal that spot, but still yet use this information to make your life a little bit better. Guys are probably like, I agree with some of that. I didn't want to know about that. I don't care about, we're neither here nor there. But a majority are gonna be like, yeah, he's telling the truth. He said what we really think. I wouldn't have, but he did. This is all education. Use it how you see fit. If it doesn't apply or work for you, cool. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you. But if it does, then I appreciate you and I hope it helps you and I hope it helps your generations, your daughters, your sons, your whoever else. Other than that, guys, I am the bad wolf. That is it for the day. I got to eat and sleep, rinse and repeat. Blessings to you and light. I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy your day and enjoy your life.